Hello everybody, welcome to my channel RhiReads. I'm Rhiannon and today this is going to be a chatty video. This time last year I got told that I got a flat through housing in the UK. We have housing associations all over the country and I've been on my area's housing list for about 2 years. I got diagnosed with Asperger's at age 23. I'm also a type 1 diabetic. So it was vital for me to be able to have my own place because I was putting a strain on my relationship with my parents because I have Asperger's, and Asperger's is not really an ideal condition to live with. Ranting, raving and that sort of things when I got frustrated. So me and my mum put me on the housing list, and I've been, was bidding for about 2 years, and then I got told I got this place, and this place is ideal because it's just round the corner from my parents, so I have that support. When I got told that I got a flat, I was mixed emotions, really. I was nervous, I was excited, I was like, great, I can invite my friends around for DVDs and wee nights and stuff like that. I was scared because I wanted to I was scared because I wanted to live on my own, but because of my Asperger's, and I have quite a serious condition with the type 1 diabetes to go with that, I was scared that I wouldn't be able to manage both conditions at the same time. Throughout this first year of living independently, which is quite an achievement for someone like me, and I am so proud of myself for coming this far. But anyway, I was, I wanted to make it work with both conditions, so one didn't get left behind and the other one, retain the balance. But anyway, my experience of moving out in the last year is how the hell did I get all my books? Because I have 3 shelves of books. One's in my bedroom, one's in front of me where I film, and the other one is there. I was like, how the hell did I get about 6 to 10 boxes out of this tiny room at my parents'? I think if I had stayed at my parents' for any longer, I think the sheer weight of books and DVDs and CDs and stuff would have probably come down down in the living room. So yeah, so I was happy because I have more space to fill with books and CDs and whatever makes a home. But yeah, I remember going around B&Q and I was so overwhelmed, so overwhelmed about choosing the paint, choosing the wallpaper, even choosing the carpet. I got so overwhelmed, and I moved in at the end of November, so I'm glad I got a flat. It was a really wrong time of year to move in a flat because Christmas was only a few weeks away, and there was so many stuff. So I'm gonna just tell you the positives about moving out. My positives have been my friends have come round, we've had wee nights, we've had DVD nights, and my friends have generally been very supportive of me being independent living. Yes, I've been frustrated. When I first moved in, I wanted to go home. That was it. I wanted to go back to my parents. I think it was mid-February. I was like, I want to go home. My diabetes was high as a kite because I had no idea. I was buying the wrong food and stuff like that, and I was like, no, I want to go home. And I told my mum, I screamed at my mum. I was like, no, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. And I have a support worker. He's my brother is now my support worker. So once we got the support in early last year, it was great and things like that. And then but my brother's fantastic as my support worker. I really like it. So now I don't feel less alone. I feel more supportive now. That was the negative. The negative was feeling lonely and just bursting into tears because I missed home so much, because I missed my mum and dad's dog called Pip and her sleeping on bed. Learning curves for me is never flip your pancakes over your cooker. I found that out. I nearly set fire to the cooker. The cooker set on fire, so I had to beat it with a towel, and then the alarm went off. I've set my smoke alarm off about 5 times because of my toast. The toaster didn't like The toaster didn't like pita breads or bagels, and they would set the alarm off. So my smoke alarm's gone off about 5 times while I've been living here. Oh well. I'm now on a full tenancy, so I now am a full tenant, which is brilliant. I've started, as someone with Asperger's, when I was still living at home, I wanted to go home, and there's actually a condition, but I don't know what it's called, that people will say I want to go home. I haven't said that while living here at all. Like, I want to go home, even if I've been at home. I still see my parents, and I still see all my friends, and I still have a social life. I'm very lucky that I can afford a social life, and I'd afford my stuff, and afford my books, and afford my TV. I've surprised myself with my budgeting. If you ever move out, I recommend Lidl's in the UK. Lidl's is like a European supermarket. It's cheap and really lovely. And you have to remember to bring your own bags. But yeah, Lidl's is cheap if you're on a budget, and their food is so nice though. Lidl's. Lidl's is like a highlight of my week and everything else. So yeah, I don't know. I love my flat now. It wasn't until end of July that I got a boyfriend, and then I realised that having your own flat when you have a boyfriend is absolute godsend, and I think people know why that is a godsend. So now I'm more confident in this flat after a year. Yeah, and I think to celebrate me moving out and being independent for a year, I'm going to do you guys a updated flat tour, wherever, because you see this is my lounge. You see my lounge. I'm going to do an updated flat tour because I tidied it up today. Yeah, that's the one thing about living on your own. I still hate doing the bloody washing up and the tidying, but it has to be done. But my brother has shown me how to, tidy up and stuff like that, and do it in phases and chunks because of my, Asperger's. It gets a bit overwhelming sometimes. I just sit here and not do it, and other times I need tidying, I need to do it. Blah blah blah. Again, with the washing up, I have learnt tricks off my boyfriend and tricks off my mum that to do the washing up as you go along, or like when you're cooking or waiting for pasta to boil, you wash up, so then makes less washing up at the end of the week, where before it was just piling up. I was like, and then I was getting overwhelmed, and I would be ringing my mum going, "Mum, please come and do my washing up," which is not ideal, but anyway, that's what I used to do. But now I just do it in chunks and phases. So my tip is for anybody who's just moved out or is living in a flat, do your washing up as you go, or while you're waiting for something to cook. Don't rely on takeaways too much. Try and do healthy eating. That is, I have type 1 diabetes, so I have to be on top of that. It is being difficult because I like my sweets. It's been difficult to keep an eye on it. It's a tough condition, type 1 diabetes. Remembering to put your prescriptions in on time. I get really nervous about collecting it, so I get my brother to collect my prescriptions for me because that's his job as my support worker, to do that for me. I sometimes get in when I'm busy with work to pop my prescriptions into the doctors and stuff like that. I hate using the phone, so I don't have a landline. I prefer people to text or email me or Facebook message me because I have a phone phobia, so I've worked around that, so I don't have a landline. I do have my phone and internet package as a bundle, but I don't have a landline because I don't like picking up the phone. If you ring me and leave a message, I will never ring you back. That's the way it goes with me. I got my little routines. It's been great because when you have a flat, you can go to bed as late as you like, as long as you wake up early the next day for work. That's my thing. That was one thing I was worried about, actually, setting alarms and actually waking up for work. I'm really bad at getting up in the mornings, and I don't have a prompt. So I have 2 alarms. One goes off at 6, the other one goes off at 6:15, and I'll wake up. Sometimes I will make a cup of tea, crumpets, go back to bed, sleep for a little bit, and then wake up for work. I've been very good with that because
because I have to be. It's called being a responsible 26-year-old, and not letting anybody down. I've had my moments in this flat. I've had ups and I've had downs with my emotions. There's been more ups than downs. I recently had my first Halloween party with my friends. That was amazing. I remember when I first walked into this flat and I was like, the living room's big enough that I can have a Christmas tree. That was the important thing, that I could fit my Christmas tree. So I went to a charity shop and I got my Christmas tree that I have now. And being in here for Christmas when it was all decorated, while I was like stressed out about moving, it was the most loveliest thing ever, being in your own flat at Christmas. I did go back to my parents last year for Christmas, and I will be planning on going to my parents again over the festive period, while fitting it around work and things like that. But yeah, I definitely love moving out. I definitely love living. I definitely love living on my own. When we were first looking at independent living, I didn't want to be in a shared accommodation where you have like a shared kitchen with rooms off to the side and stuff. With my Asperger's, I couldn't do that. I have to live on my own because I get very annoyed sometimes with people. You have to be the right person. If I want to live with you, you have to be the right person. Also, I'll get annoyed with people, and because of my frustration, I will rant and say things that I don't mean and stuff like that. So yes. And I've had to, like, when I've been shopping at Lidl's, I don't really get brands. The only branded thing that I actually like is Robinson's fruit juice. Robinson's juice. I'm a stickler for Robinson's juice. Bread, I don't care what brand bread I eat, as long as it's brown. Pasta, again, I don't care if it's branded or not. Robinson's juice, I have to have. I tried Lidl's own brand and it was yuck. Heinz beans as well, and Heinz tomato sauce. And also I've been making my own soups. And that's the one skill I have loved, is learning to cook again and making my own food. I like spaghetti bolognese, I like fish pie, I like ideas and stuff. And if you are struggling with moving out and you're struggling to cook and you're struggling and you don't know what to cook, I suggest start simple, like pesto pasta with cheese, and then add hot dogs. You fry the hot dogs, cut them up and pop them in. And then the website I go to make my dinners is BBC Good Food website. That's a brilliant website. Their recipes are so easy to follow, they're so simple to make, and things like that. I just incorporate it. I use their spaghetti bolognese recipe, I've used their fish pie recipe. I've used loads of recipes that I recommend. That I link all the stuff that I've mentioned in the down bar below and things like that. I save money. I go to the Coinstar. If I run out of cash, I take my big fat Rubik's Cube money box to the Coinstar, and I save money that way as well, especially when it comes to Christmas, extra Christmas presents and stuff. I save money by I make my own cards. I'm a scrapbooker and a card maker. I love doing that. I'm making my Christmas cards at the moment to get them out of the way and things like that, so I have more money to spend on presents. Yes, and I think when I found out I was moved out, my main worry was, will I be able to afford my car? And the answer was yes, I can afford my car. My car is amazing. My car is my lifeline. Without my car, I can't get to places. I have to get the bus. My car for me is my lifeline, especially because I need it for work and stuff like that. But it's been my lifeline, and I'm so happy that I can move out and still be able to afford my car. That's the main thing. Even if I'm short of money when I have to pay my tax for my car or the things like that, I don't care. As long as I have my car, as long as I can afford petrol, as long as I can afford the MOT and the insurance and the tax, then I don't care if I'm short at the end of a month or so. I get, I know when I get paid, I know when I get my disability living allowance in and stuff like that. it's just, and then getting with the diabetes, I have to like remember that I can't have loads of chocolate in the cupboard. When I first shopped, I was like getting all the sweet things. I can have Cocoa Pops now, and nobody's going to like tell me to do anything about it. So it's like Cocoa Pops, cake, biscuits, Haribo, and I was like, yeah, I need to stop this and things like that. My diabetes is getting better, by the way. It's just up and down. It's annoying. I hate diabetes. It sucks at the moment. But no. Anyway, the reason why I've sat down and did this chatty video about me and my first year of independence is because if anybody out there, whether you have autism, type 1 diabetes, or not, or are a young adult, and you're thinking about moving out, I just wanted to sit down and talk about it, because people always have this assumption that, oh, moving out is going to be great, you know, you get to have parties all the time, you know, you get to have your friends all the time. The reality is it's not like that. The reality is it can be lonely sometimes. I do feel myself getting lonely, so I try and get out as much as I can. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, I'll go to town. I'm quite lucky that I do have people coming in to my flat and things like that, and I'm quite lucky that I do my commitments. I help out at Rainbow Guides, and I help out and I go to maths every Thursday night, and I'm quite lucky that I am at work for most of the time. 3 out of the 7 days I'm at work. But yeah, it does get lonely when you're not at work, or you're not doing your commitments, and you're like sat there and all you're doing is watching TV. I've just got back into my exercise. I lost motivation to do exercise because I was like, I don't know what to do now in this big fat flat. It was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. It's so scary. So yeah, but yeah, I think people have this assumption that moving out is going to be fantastic. It's going to be like in the movies, or you know, it's going to be like in TV, and it's not. Some of it is, some of it's not. But I just wanted to tell people that if you're thinking about moving out, and you have like, you know, whether you've got Asperger's or not, just, you know, follow your dreams, and you know, and I've come a long way since moving out. I feel like a different person because I'm fending for myself, and you know, I have to do my clothes wash my clothes now and sort it out, and I can't like leave it in a pile in my bedroom anymore because my mum's not here to sort it out for me. It does make you a well-rounded person, and it does make you really appreciate what you had at your parents, and also appreciates the people. It also makes me appreciate the people that I have in my life that have stuck by me and have helped during my independent living, you know, and I can go to people, I can say, oh, do you want to come round for a cup of tea because I feel a bit lonely and things like that, and I'll go to them because I can drive. It's great. But yeah, so whoever you are, if you have moved out, you should be proud of yourself, because it's one of the biggest challenges that you'll ever face in your life is independent living. It's scary, it's daunting, but it's so rewarding as well, you know, just to have your own space every now and then, you know, and things like that. So yeah. Well, this video is going to go on way too long, and I hope you enjoyed this like sort of chatty vlog video, and I'm going to drink my tea out of my Tigger mug. So I just love Tigger. Tigger's the only one. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said, I will do an updated flat tour either Friday or Sunday, and I will pop this up. And if you have any tips or any tips about, you know, independent living or things like that for anyone, please leave them down below in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you and things like that. If you live in the UK, tell me which shops are bargains. I pretty much know which shops I go to now, but if you've got any tips and stuff like that, please feel free. The only thing I do miss about this flat, because my bathroom is a wet room from the previous tenant, no bath. I can't read in the bath, which sucks because I love my baths. Anyway,
I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.